Welcome back to another NaytonTech vlog. I do not know the vlog number on this. I will post it below. Today we are going to be starting on my sedan. Her nickname is Suki from Avatar: The Last Airbender. We are going to be pulling the D15B2 out and getting ready to put the B16 in. If you guys have followed me on Instagram, you'll know that I've got the valve covers and stuff done. I just got those back yesterday. So we're going to be basically, the D15's coming out. I'm not going to be putting the turbo one yet. I got to save up a little bit to get all the turbo manifold and custom manifold and stuff built, since I'm keeping the AC. But today we're going to be basically pulling the D15, giving it to my buddy James. Say hi, James.
What's up?
For his wagon, transplant for that. And then the B16 will get cleaned and painted and put in here so I can get everything set up and kind of get the base tune done on it before the turbo goes in. We'll be doing a few other things, like I've got a 340 liter Walboro pump. The oil pressure and boost, or not oil pressure and AM wideband are going to be going in, so we're going to be going over all of that as well, and the wiring. So this is a 91 LX sedan, dark blue for most of it. It's faded and old, so this is my project car, so it's going to be built. I'm actually kind of designing it more on like a luxury side with 300 to 400 horse under the hood. So I'll be going over a lot of that stuff later, but we're going to get going on this, get the motor pulled out here in the next couple hours. I am going to be pulling the power steering out and going to a manual rack. Trying to think of what else we're doing on this. I think that's the main big things we're going to be doing on this swap, is just getting the pump, the gauges, motor swap done, and getting the steering rack done so I can have room for the turbo in place of where the power steering pump's going to be. So we're going to get going. There's a trick to breaking your lower ball joint loose. Take your nut off, lower nut, and you take we've got a 1/2-inch breaker bar, old one that's been abused, but we keep it around for pretty much this purpose. It's the perfect thickness. And you stick it right between the lower control arm and the surround for that ball joint, the cast iron piece right there. And then all you do is you kick your suspension down, so on the top of your rotor. I don't know if you got it. No. Might actually lift it up a little bit higher. Lift it up a little higher. Sometimes there you go, now set it down. Oh, it already popped. So sometimes you can it's actually good enough where it'll actually just pop it without even having to kick it. Other times you have to kick it a couple times and it'll just break loose. But doing it this way, you're not going to mess up that is a bad boot. You're not going to mess up the boot on your ball joint there, because you're not using a pickle fork, you're not prying on it or anything. It just pops. I've been doing it that way for years and it works perfect. Alright, so the D15B2 is out. Started spraying it down a little bit so that it gets cleaned up before it goes into the wagon right here. And the bay, we're going to clean it up, get it up a little bit as well. The power steering is coming out. We've got a whole new steering rack and subframe that I'm going to be swapping from another shell. AC is staying, but I got to get a new pump because this pulley is done. I'm going to clean up a little bit on this, but I'm not going to do too much because this is eventually going to get painted once all the turbo stuff is in, and I know what I need to keep and what I don't. So that's done. We actually got it done last night, but my phone died, so I couldn't record everything. Today we're just going to be mainly cleaning up D15B2, and I've got the B16 out there getting sprayed down with some degreaser, and we'll water it down here in a few. So we can get ready for paint. I'm going to do kind of a dark gunmetal. Also today we're going to be doing my auto to manual cover. I got a final one here that we're going to be putting in. And because the one that's in mine right now is a prototype, and I've only got, I think, 2 bolts in it. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. Just cleaning everything up and start prepping this for the B16. Well guys, I think this is going to call it for this video. I just got the second coat of gunmetal paint on the engine and the first coat on the transmission because I had to wait for it to dry from pressure washing it. So those will all get probably maybe one more coat of gray on this before I start doing clear coat. Same thing with the transmission. Maybe, actually that might be enough gray on there. I might just do clear coats. Now it's kind of cold out, about 40 degrees, so the paint's not doing the best. I did get the new motor mount for the wagon because the rear one was toast. So I got that in today. Now we can get the focus. Now we can get the engine and transmission put back in this and get this running for James. And then we will drop the motor in mine as soon as I get the power steering pulled. We'll get the motor in and then I'll grab the rack from the other car. So we'll keep you guys updated and keep watching. Have a good one.